Hello and welcome to the Penno Channel. We're back for the January window transfer update for all things Aston Villa. The latest incomings and outgoings will be covered. But before we start, if you could like, subscribe if you're new, and let me know your thoughts in the comments after the video. Now then, let's get into it. Let's get into a potential incoming, one that's been going on for since the start, January the 1st, a massive rumour that happened, and that's regarding Darnell Marlin. Where are we and what's the situation with Darnell Marlin? Well, Plettigol, a really trusted source in Germany, has released today that Aston Villa and Dortmund are really close now to a €25 million deal with additional add-ons of €5 million. So all in all, if he does match the add-ons, it will be €30 million. I think Dortmund have held strong with their initial, what they initially valued Marlin at, and Villa, with the initial bid of €18 million, have crept up again. I think there was another £21 million bid as well, and have just stalled and had to meet Dortmund because they want the player. Marlin wants to come to England. Personal terms were agreed a number of days ago, and now it's just all about the final details of just wrapping the transfer up. So it looks like Darnell Marlin will be coming to Villa Park for €25 million plus additional add-ons of €5 million. Now, this is a player that I think Unai Emery will love to work with, just because of his positional play and what he can offer. Obviously, with the sale of Moussa Diaby, we bought in Philogene Bidace last season, and he wasn't really the direct replacement, was he? So we were left with a position that didn't have a direct replacement. And I think Darnell Marlin is the player who's going to be that, who can operate off the right-hand side or play as a second striker. We've discussed this in other videos, and I think he is the set standard and the replacement. I mean, Darnell Marlin's still only young. He's what, 25? There's still a number of years left in his career. He has so much experience at international and club level, playing at the highest levels with Dortmund in the Champions League. They were Champions League finalists last season, so he has all the experience. It's just whether he can show his ability and really be that player, that additional talent that we can use to score more goals, assist more players, and be a real threat in and around the box. So it's exciting, and I think with this now, and Villa being close to wrapping up this deal, I think that will lead to Jaden Philogene Bidace completing his move to Ipswich. Now, Kieran McKenna came out with some weird quotes yesterday regarding Philogene, stating that he's still an Aston Villa player, that there's no further movement in regards to him being an Ipswich player. Although it had been widely reported that he'd completed his medical at Ipswich and he'd passed it. So, yeah, strange comments from McKenna, but Villa might have been holding up the deal on their side of things because they wanted to make sure the replacement, Darnell Marlin, was in place, and they had a fee agreed with Dortmund before they went on with the sale of Philogene, and I think that is now the case. So as reported before, it looks like Philogene will be going to Ipswich for £22 million with additional add-ons, not included, but on top of that. So as you can see with the fees, the similarity of those, it does seem it's just direct one for one. And we'll see how that goes in terms of improvement for Villa. I think the player we're bringing in is more suited to what we want, and Philogene, I think he'll do well at Ipswich and have the opportunity to grow and develop, and I think he will do that under McKenna. So I think all round for Villa, it's good business either side of things, and yeah, it's looking good in terms of that. Replacing a player who was deemed not fit for purpose and replacing him with a player they can see a lot of talent, and they have a position where they've identified and they want that player to play. So all in all, good business all round. Now, moving on from that, and the potential incoming, a centre-back, which Villa, I think, really need now. Obviously, with Pau Torres' injury, the potential sale of Diego Carlos as well. I think Villa are looking at centre-back, and this is a centre-back that Monchi will definitely be familiar with, and that's Loic Bade. Now, Loic Bade is 24 years of age, plays for Sevilla. He's represented France at under 23 and under 21 level. Hasn't quite yet got his full international cap, but look how difficult that is. You have defenders like Konate, Saliba, Wesley Fofana, and many other great French central defenders, Upamecano as well, who's in there. So he hasn't made his full debut for France, but that doesn't mean he's not a quality player. Now, with Monchi knowing the ins and outs of Sevilla, as he came from Sevilla to Villa, this is an area and a potential signing that I can see happening, because he knows the ins and outs of the deal. Monchi was the guy that signed him for Sevilla. So Loic Bade, he came through Rennes. He had a loan spell in 22-23 when Forest got promoted. He went to Forest from the start of the season till the January window, made 0 appearances in that time, wasn't used at all, and then went back onto his club Rennes, and then he went back to. After he went back to them, they let him go out on loan again to get some football, and he ended up at Sevilla, and he was integral at Sevilla. He ended up helping them win the Europa League in that time. And there was a succinct interview with Monchi and Bade. I think Bade was doing a video, and he basically says to Monchi, "Are you going to sign me?" And Monchi said it's already done. And from that point, Monchi signed him on a permanent deal, and he's got a contracted now at Sevilla till 2029. So he's got a long contract. Obviously, there's still 4 years left on his deal, but he does have a release clause, and the reported release clause is 50 million euros. Now, in the current market, is that expensive? It might be significant for a centre-back, you know, but then you do look around, you see Max Kilman went for 35 plus to West Ham. You see other defenders going for 40 million plus. You saw the bid that Newcastle were having to make to get Mark Gay, which was 65 to 70 million. So it might be in the ballpark, the figure. And as I say, Monchi knows Sevilla inside out. He would have done that deal to sign Bade, so he'll know the mechanics of the deal and potentially some loopholes within that, which Villa can work to. But yeah, the player himself, he's good on the ball. He's quick. He's a solid defender. He can play as well. And he's good in the air. So that is something Villa really need, a defender that's good in the air, especially when Pau Torres is back. Maybe Bade would be looking to play alongside him. Maybe Konsa might go to right back again. I don't know. But he's options. We need options, and Bade would be another options. And he wouldn't, I don't think he'd start straight away, but he'd be a great option off the bench. Or he'd have to work his way into the starting lineup because, yeah, we'd have a number of options at centre-back at that point. So look out for this one. Let's see if it develops. But as I said, Sevilla, Monchi links, surely he knows the ins and outs, and there's a way that this deal could be done if Villa really do want to get him. Monchi was at the game, Sevilla versus Valencia, the other day after he went to Rayo Vallecano versus Celta Vigo. So he was looking at the right-backs there, and then there was reports of him at the game and pictures as well, as stated. And in that game, obviously Enzo Baranachea was playing, so the thoughts of it were that Monchi had just gone to watch Baranachea play. Vidagami was also there as well. But further from that, it seems as if he was looking at Bade and potentially other players from Sevilla or Valencia. And Bade's the one that's been rumoured has been rumoured that Villa have an interest for. And maybe they're just pinning 2 and 2 together and just saying, look, Monchi was there, we're going to stick this player out. Or maybe Villa actually have some actual interest in the player. We'll see how that one develops though. The window, there's not really much time left. There's what, less than 20 days of the window to go. So if Villa are to make some more signings, they need to move fast, because this window, it can go very quickly. A month's time is not a long time to do a transfer. So yeah, we'll see if anything does develop from that. But that's another rumour that's come out today. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I'll be back with more transfer videos this week, so look out for those. As always, if you could like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on the rumour of Bade potentially coming to Villa, and also your thoughts on Villa being close to securing the signing of Darnell Marlin and Philogene being close to leaving the club and going to Ipswich. Thank you for joining me. Up the Villa.